The Square Ball Podcast.
Hello to you. Welcome to the show. It's brought to you with Levi Solicitors. You can get a 10% discount on your legal fees if you go via us. levisolicitors.co.uk/the Square Ball. Dan Moylan with you, along with Michael Normanton and Rob Conlon as well. This is Brighton Propaganda, where we find out what's been said about Leeds. What's the point anymore?
What's the point?
Stupid bloody show.
What is the point? The only real amusement I could find in it, in Seagull Social, or indeed the other Brighton thing I look at, which I can't remember the name, Together BHA, that's what it's called, was Maz's girlfriend sneaking in. I assume it's his girlfriend. Could have been.
Maz is
he's some bloke on the podcast.
He looks happy.
Yeah, he does look furious on this, but he's. I assume it's his girlfriend. She was getting something out of his bedroom. She comes sneaking in through the door, obviously thinking she's off camera, and then goes across the background on her hands and knees, fully in shot, to pick up a box.
I love that.
So that was about the only good thing there. But we did get some clips as well. One of them thought we were all right. One of them thought we were shit.
Nah.
We could have, as you say, buried Leeds in the first half. We really could. The amount of chances we had. Yeah. I mean, Leeds just, you had some decent moments of passing, and to be fair to them, I mean, I think they tried to play at the Amex, which was quite impressive, I think, because a lot of teams now, like, we're almost in that position these days where if a team tries to play against us, it's actually impressive, because we sort of expect that we're going to go and dominate a team and at least pass it around them and make them have to work for it. But to be fair, Leeds did have a few spells, and I thought that some of their passing was very crisp and accurate as well. But talk about Solly just quick, unless Maz, you want to just butt in there.
Just quickly. I actually disagree with you. I think in the second half, I think second half they definitely improved. But I thought first half they were sloppy. I feel like there was a lot of missing.
Yeah, they were sloppy, 100%.
Yeah, there was a lot of passes that went wayward. I thought our pressing was brilliant. Like I feel like we did what Leeds did to Chelsea to Leeds. Like the pressing, I thought was brilliant. Like Caicedo, Estepinian. Like I just felt like we really on them the whole time.
They'll always outrun you, won't they, Leeds? They'll always outrun you.
Without Bielsa at the helm anymore, mate.
Yeah. We don't run anymore, do we? Talking about the Amex there, like it's Madison Square Garden, and you're going to play Gig of the Lifetime or whatever. Mad, is it?
It's an absolute bear pit down there. It takes real bravery to try and get the ball down and pass it.
Did see a clip from TikTok, weirdly, of a Leeds fan in their end getting shouted at.
Oh yes, he just didn't care. He was like just filming around him. They're all going, "Fuck off!" Weren't they? Get out!
Get him out! Get him out! He was just like,
should have been in the away end, shouldn't he? Because it was good.
Yeah, apparently so. Yeah.
Fair, but it was literally just above the away end, so literally below us was the whole away end, which was pretty mad to be fair. And like credit to Leeds, their away fans are very, very good.
Yeah, they are sensational.
So credit.
Literally very good. He kept saying literally then, didn't he, at the start of that clip? It annoyed me.
They were literally right above them though, because they were in a box for some reason. Can't remember why. They've got some freebie. Good on them. Get a freebie. Get some free drink.
Right, let's get through it. Next. We dirty bastards, are we?
Apparently so.
I think the thing was with Leeds was they were very dirty, and their fans and manager alike seemingly.
Or were our players going down very softly? Because we were sat around some Leeds fans.
Nah, mate, there were some nasty challenges going in there. I can't lie.
We did go down quite softly. I did feel.
Yeah, there was a couple of things, but I think overall, like the Leeds fans are obviously going to lose it because you do when you're at an away game and you're all drunk and you think that everything's against you, but. I think I agree. I think the referee was terrible. I don't think that he had a grip of the game.
Where was he from?
All.
Where the hell did he get?
I don't know. He didn't have a grip of the game. And it was really bad at some points. I mean, even in our favour, I think at some points. I mean, even like there should have been a lot more bookings yesterday. To say that, I mean, there was a lot of flying challenges.
I thought Caicedo was lucky to get away with a few. He had a few little naughty nothing bad, nothing serious, but just little mini challenges where he should have got a yellow card. I think.
Yeah, there was some flying ones in there yesterday.
Yeah, the referee wasn't great.
It's always an interesting sign, isn't it? It's always a giveaway of a poor refereeing performance when a home side that's won, and fairly easily in the end, is criticising the referee as well.
Yeah, they noticed he was just shit. I don't think there were any nasty challenges, though.
No, I think it was all just very soft and petty, wasn't it?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought he made a bad job of what was not a difficult game to referee.
And it was very early as well, wasn't it? The first booking. which then means
It sets the pattern, doesn't
yeah, it just makes it a mess afterwards.
Rules though, innit? You got to book the Leeds left back straight away at Brighton. It's the way it has to go. But yeah, I thought it was quite interesting, and he was a disaster from Preston. If you're wondering where they got him from, Preston,
From his dad's loins.
from his
Also in Preston.
disgusting father's testicles.
Is it his father's disgusting testicles or his disgusting father's
Disgusting. His testicles are magnificent, but the man they're attached to,
An absolute disgrace.
awful, absolutely awful.
Right, let's say this one.
The first time in a long time where Brighton have actually been pressed like that, and it was quite. That's probably the point I was pointing to earlier. Was fair play to him for doing that, and I would give credit to Jesse Marsch, but I can't because he's just a complete idiot, and I'm afraid he's going to have to hold that L today because he literally I've never ever lost my voice at shouting at a manager before, and yesterday I did. So look, there's a first time for everything. I want to know your guys, because I don't know if you would have seen it from the south side. Obviously, over the west, mate, he was literally.
he was going mad.
I've never seen a manager go that crazy. At
the referee
Amex
wound him up a lot, didn't he? Like every single decision,
Very
Jesse
much
Marsch
so,
would be like.
yeah.
At one point, he literally turned his back and had his back to the whole pitch for like a good 30 seconds. He just wasn't even bothering looking. And then
Do you
just
see
got
what
up
he did with
and
the
just had a
yellow
massive
card as
go.
well?
Yeah,
Where he was like this, and then he was like, "Yeah, book me." Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's completely lost.
Do you think
his
he's
head.
playing up to the Leeds fans because he knows the reputation that Leeds has? Do you think he's trying to act like a hard man? Do you think that was his natural? Do you think he was trying to win him over by showing that he's like one of them?
I
Or
think
do you reckon
he
that's
just lost his head
natural
yesterday.
reaction? Do you?
I think he just lost it. I honestly, he was throwing the ball around. He was literally, even when he was sitting down on the bench, he was still moaning,
Literally.
and he was going like this all the time and like that. And you just think, mate, if I was a player, or even say he's a manager at work, and I see a manager losing his head all the time, I ain't going to be respecting. I'm not going to I can't be told what to do by someone that can't even control themselves. I mean, that's just crazy.
I think they've misread it there, don't you? Because I think that's
Jesse explains it.
Yeah.
Every press conference, doesn't he? He talks about this.
I think Jesse loves it, and the performance and the bitching and moaning is just it's just part and parcel of who he is, isn't it? It's almost like a form of entertainment, I think.
Yeah, he's got plenty of past form for it as well, hasn't he? Like going back to America, there's some good videos of him sort of storming down the touchline and getting all the fans up. I don't know. I quite enjoy that. As much as I can occasionally find Jesse annoying, I do like that all opposition fans seem to hate him. I think, yes, it makes me like him more. But no, he's ours now. Come on.
The fucking dick. As it said last
But
week.
it's quite a good tactic, isn't it, to make yourself the lightning rod for the criticism rather than the players as well. Like, so if they're all digging you out on the touchline, they're not directing it to your players.
I mean, it has worked in the past. You see a lot of good managers. Klopp does it, doesn't he? He's very performative on the sidelines,
Yeah.
and sometimes not even sometimes on the pitch. Because you saw it on, sometimes
Yeah.
he'll get him there himself and referee it, won't he? But yeah, like Mourinho's carved a career out of doing it as well, hasn't he? Charging up and down the sidelines, yelling at people, and sort of theatrical strops where required. But I mean, it's funny actually to link it back to the previous clip. The sense of injustice you sometimes get, and going back in some ways to the original Salisbury, like the Max Gradle thing. At the time in Nelham Road, I was furious that he'd sent him off, and I felt like it was a big conspiracy to keep us down. Then I got home and I saw it back, and I was like, oh, fair enough. And whether or not Jesse thinks things are against us from the start, or whether he just is going with that as his kind of narrative for the day, is we're being robbed here, and I'm going to make it clear that we need to get more decisions. I do genuinely think under Bielsa we probably suffered a little bit for not ever making a fuss about things.
Yeah.
Because to link it back to what he said about, at work, people who moan about stuff, like customers who moan about stuff, they always get more.
Yeah.
It's just the way of the world. If you're noisy, you end up getting more stuff, and it doesn't mean anyone likes you, of course.
Like my dad likes a good complaint at Morrison's in Brid, to the extent where I don't know if the guy's still the manager there or if he left due to stress or whatever, but he used to hide when he saw my dad coming.
What's he complaining about in Morrison?
Just little things like let's say they're advertising, let's say a 3 for 2 or a price on a case of beer or something like that, and then they take it off sooner than maybe it was advertised, and he's gone in to buy it, not there, go in and kick up a right stink.
I mean, I had a brief meeting with your dad before the Cagliari game outside the East Stand, which was quite scary, to be fair. I didn't recognise him. There's just a man stood next to me, kind of nodding at me. I was like, "You all right?" He went, "It's me," and I was like, "I don't know who you are." And Daniel's dad. I was like, "Daniel who?"
Gave him a full Sunday name.
This is Moylan. He says, we have met before. I was like, oh God, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Moylan.
He does look quite hard to show dad still, even though he's like, what, how old is he now? Like,
70.
Bloody hell, he could absolutely kick my head in.
Yeah.
And he's only little as well, but somehow threatening. Maybe it's something I can develop in later life.
But I do wonder as well with Jesse's antics whether there's also one eye on, because it's quite a small pool of referees, so is there maybe one eye on later in the season where these refs think, I just can't be arsed with him, let's just try and, so sort of on a subconscious level they think, I don't want to start getting into stuff with him because he's going to complain and make things difficult for me. Or
I suspect most refs don't particularly like having attention drawn to their performance, and it does make it far more likely to be a talking point if something happens and a manager makes a massive fuss of it. This is what I'm saying with Bielsa. Like, if we were ever hard done by, he would just say, well, it's a difficult job, move on to the next thing. Whereas if you make a fuss about it, I think it probably does spin on forward to the next game a little bit and puts doubt in minds.
He's getting in his head. He's getting in his head.
It probably does work, because, being a ref's a bloody impossible job, isn't it? I can think of virtually nothing worse.
No,
just having loads of people yelling at me.
I always find it really weird that people want to do it. I just think, why would you bother?
So if two people in one family want to do it, sick freaks. But thank you for making the game possible, of course, referees. They do a fine job.
Your work's appreciated. Right, let's hear from Together BHA, who they also noticed what Jesse was up to.
I think Jesse Marsch should have been in the stands. I know it's a bit beside the point, but he lost his cool in a big way. Like, I've seen managers get sent away just for doing what he did with lobbing the ball on the ground, but then he got really mouthy as well. I'd have liked to see him up in the stands, to be honest with you.
He was like that for the United States men's team, so he got booted a few times.
Were they in any competitive games though?
It wasn't even that. No. It's either way. Like when we've played friendlies, he used to get so just particular about certain things and get so angry that I'm just like, that's going to be the downfall. I think that's the downfall of him, to be honest, is he's got passion. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. The dude's got passion. It's awesome to see. And it's awesome to see an American coach coaching in the Premier League. It really is. It's really cool to be able to see that. And it's also cool to see some U.S. players that are in there too. I know Jack isn't considered a U.S. player, but
sort of, isn't he? Yeah.
He played Wake Forest. I actually watched him play. Like he's a really good kid, really just a top-notch kid. And like you said, technically he is, but it's just Marsch is going to get himself in some trouble if he continues with the attitude that he's had when he was coaching the U.S. men's team too.
Yeah, man, it's not being funny. It's just we're like 4 games in. He's lost his cool already. Like, chill out, mate.
I understand the passion, but you have a game. You have a game to coach.
Yeah.
You have a game to coach. You need to do what you got to do.
I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah,
I don't think he's lost his cool at all. I think this is part and parcel of who he is.
I think there's a bit of losing cool there, but in a measured sort of way. I mean, you saw how pleased he was that we got involved in a bit of fighting against Barnsley, because he was like, yeah, good. They got stuck in a bit, but no one got sent off.
Yep.
Perfect. I mean, I forget the guy's name, but the American fella talking there on that podcast, I did kind of lose trust in what he was saying, because they were nominating man of the matches, and he went for Sanchez, who was their goalkeeper, in case anyone was unsure, who, as far as I'm aware, didn't have anything to do.
I was going to say, did he make a save? I can't remember.
No, I think our only chance came from Sinisterra missing. I don't think he did anything. But he was like, I just think he's really reassuring between the posts. It's like, well, yeah,
you've picked your favourite player there, haven't you?
What you've named there is just it's just someone you like. You might as well just pick your mum or something. It's like, as man of the match.
So my podcaster of the day is Rob, someone I like. Obviously not going to be you, is it?
Sorry, mate.
Okay.
Should we move on to the wider world of propaganda then?
Yeah, I mean, Scum are winning, which kind of ruins it a little bit.
Yeah, that won't last though.
Liverpool lost, but 2 Scum. So you can't really.
I will be interested, if you can dive into, like in the next couple of weeks, dive into the Man United fan channels if they continue on a good run, and just see whether the anti-board sentiment has actually persisted and all that.
That's
this
true.
is Manchester United. Yeah. This is Manchester United. Yeah.
See if Webby still wants someone thrown out of the club.
Because they're about to.
I don't care who. Just get someone out.
Because they've appointed one of the highest profile coaches in Europe, and they've given him an absolutely ridiculous amount of money to spend. So where does the complaint go from there? Is it about the infrastructure then? We're forgetting about the team and not investing correctly? You're not going to back your coach with players that you want?
Yeah, they tend to come around when defeats happen, don't they?
Yeah.
The green and gold
I was
scarves.
going to say the scarves just going to get taken down from the background.
Yeah,
Just for now.
just for now. Yeah, another they'll lose at Villa or something, and it'll all kick off again. It'll be the worst thing in the world, and it'll be this is Manchester United Football Club.
This is etc. Right.
Yeah, it goes on.
So this is the Chelsea Fancast, man. So this is a callback to what we did last week, then post Chelsea. Right.
So he was the man who was very, very crisply spoken, and I said he sounded like
if we were remotely professional, I could have played the clip.
Oh well,
It's on last week's show, innit?
yeah, that's true. But yeah, he was very good at speaking, is what I would say.
But he was the one guy with the kind of machine gun delivery where he didn't breathe for about a minute and a half.
Yeah, so I suggested he might be a professional of some sort. Moscow said he was Amdram, but we've looked him up. Well, we've not looked him up actually.
Well, I mean, we're not going to do our own research, are we? God, when other people can do it for us.
But yeah, Cal has been in touch, and he's discovered he's called Jonathan Kidd, and he's a sort of an actor and voiceover man.
KYDD.
KYDD. He's been in The Upper Hand, which is a program I mentioned, a random 90s sitcom that I mentioned weeks ago on the podcast.
Okay.
And he was on that. He was in One Foot in the Grave.
Yep.
And
I don't believe it.
He does the adverts for L'Oreal. Vitalift or something like that is what he's talking about. And then his most famous work, which we've got a clip of here, which I think certainly anyone of 30 or above
well let's put
will
the
recognise it. Yeah,
the test with Rob.
See if Rob knows this.
Rob, how old are you again? 28?
28.
Right. Do you recognise this?
The ambassador's receptions are noted in society for their host's exquisite taste that captivates his guests. Ferrero Rocher.
Delicious?
With this Rocher already spoiling us.
Ferrero Rocher, a sign of good taste.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of noise on that clip, so apologies. But yeah, with this Rocher ambassador, you are really spoiling us. And all
I do recognise that. I want his autograph now. That's quite the claim to fame, isn't
It's
it?
the old Ferrero Rocher advert that aired in the UK at some 80s or something.
Is that early 90s?
90s,
Well,
yeah.
it ran for a while. But
someone with a big tray of Ferrero Rocher, a big pyramid of them.
Yeah, the pyramid, I remember
walking
that.
around the ambassador's reception.
Noted in society.
It's a right racket, is that voiceover malarkey, you know. Good work.
I thought you were going to accuse Ferrero Rocher of being a racket.
Nah.
Do you like them?
They're fine. They used my nan used to have a little box of them around Christmas, but she's dead now, so.
Right, probably don't have any more then.
Not anymore.
No. You're not going to get the next voiceover gig, are you, with that kind of endorsement? Ferrero Rocher, they're all right.
Ferrero Rocher, they're all right. We used to have them around my nan's.
They're fine at Christmas, up there with Viennetta, probably, on the niceness scale. Perfectly decent.
Going back to the Leeds half of the propaganda, it's like that's Leeds, that is. They're Ferrero Rochers, they are.
Gone out of fashion, haven't they, as well? We're nuts in them these days. No. Not digging.
Anyway, it was nice to hear that he's some of his good work anyway, not talking about Chelsea.
Yep, good. Great. There we go.
Can something funny happen next week?
Well, we've got Frank Lampard tonight, so there could be loads to go out.
Please.
The potential for it to go bad is also there, but this is the kind of high risk, high reward, fun stuff. You know, we were weighing up who we wanted to go down last season, and we came perilously close to being the club that went down. For a time, it looked like it might have been Everton, because, you know, we were trying to weigh up, is it funnier if Burnley win to send Everton further down and all the rest of it. In the end, it didn't matter, did it, as long as we stayed up. But,
I mean, the good thing if he takes them down this year is that it's definitely his team, and he's had loads of time to work with them. He's had a pre-season. If he'd taken them down last year...
Michael, the problems ran deeper than I realised. That's what he'll say.
Well,
when he's in the World Cup studio in November, having been fired, the problems ran deeper. It was more than just the team. They ran deeper than the team did the problem.
He's not going to take him down either. He's definitely walking before it gets to that point. He's going to do was it Mark Hughes who always used to bang on about, I never got a team relegated, but there was about 4 teams that he'd left with about a month of the season to go.
Yeah, that was always Warnock's trick as well. He'd mention his promotions, never mention the relegations or the relegation that he was personally there for, or the ones that he was sacked shortly before they occurred, because they always did. No one ever stuck around. But yeah, please be upset, Frank.
Yeah, well, let's see. We'll be back.
Hopefully.
More post-Everton propaganda. We're going to record that on Thursday. And we've got some Barnsley on tour on Propaganda Extra bonus show for our TSB Plus members, where we do some extra clips and some discussion on there as well. And oh my God, I mean, Lee and Cheese is posing one of the questions on this one, saying, fuck the match. What camp are you in? Are you We Are the Champions? Or are you in the Champions of Europe camp?
It's top secret information.
And we'll reveal the answer on TSP+. It's behind the paywall. Right, we'll see you in a bit. Thanks for watching and listening. Bye-bye.
The Square Ball Podcast.